So, I suppose that I need to do it in English because I guess that there is some people that it doesn't speak Italian here. But my name is Davide Calabrò. First of all, I'm a senior technical leader at my platform, and today I want to address a topic that I think is very important nowadays. That is how AI can help the let's say the orchestration and the creation of a platform that can help software engineers to actually deal with the complexity of the cloud native solution. So as you know, the development platform are becoming a lot more complex nowadays because actually you need to address with different tools. So you have a tool chain that is even growing day by day. So you need to work with Git providers, you need to work with CI/CD runner, you need to work with the runtimes that can be Kubernetes, that can be serverless solution like Lambda. Yeah, you need to basically handle a lot of stuff. And in the usual journey of a software engineer, actually, you need to jump and making context switch between different tools. You know, for example, when you start coding, probably you open your preferred IDE, and then you move to, for example, the Git provider to trigger some pipelines, or you need to trigger some kind of scripts in order to complete the work that you need to do. So actually, this ever-growing complexity of development platform is becoming a challenge for the organization and more in general from the software engineers too. So AI can be a further solution. So AI is not only a solution, but can be a further solution because we are already addressing this problem by creating in-house development platform, or there are also some commercial tools that are already address this kind of problem. But actually, AI can be a further solution to further simplify the interaction between software engineers and all the tool chain that basically a software engineer need to address and need to work with in the daily work. But think about it. If you, I guess that all of you use an LLM or use different kind of tools to interact with, to create some kind of code like ChatGPT or any other tool. And if you think about it, when they are very powerful tool, but actually you need to provide very complex prompt in order to have a result that is somehow applicable. So if you think about it, if I, for example, open an LLM and I ask to create an architecture with given some kind of requirement, the result will probably be something that is very high quality, but actually is not very applicable because I don't have a button to actually apply what the LLM is actually giving to me. And the real key is the context. So if somehow we are able to give the context of our development platform to the LLMs, actually we can enable a lot of stuff, a lot of more in-deep interaction between software engineers and the development platform through a natural language that can enable a lot of actionable solution that can help software engineers somehow to let's say, enhance the experience, the dev experience of the daily work. So today I want to show you what is a possible solution to actually implement this kind of functionality. So let's assume to have this solution. So on the right-hand side, we find the runtime, we find the data layer, the DevSecOps, and on the bottom layer also the infrastructure. On the left-hand side instead, we have all the stakeholders like the software engineers, data engineers, and basically all this kind of people that usually use some part of the runtime that you see on the right-hand side. So nowadays, the possible solution is to use a portal, some kind of portal that can be some API, some CLI, or some user interface to actually interact in a better way to this with this runtime. But the next step that AI enable is to have some kind of context that allows all the stakeholders to interact with this runtime, and also all the development tool chain with the human language, and this is very powerful. But in order to enable it, we need to create a new layer, okay, that allows the LLMs to have the context of all the toolchain and all the information that the development platform can provide. So a possible idea could be to create an MCP server, so a model context protocol server, that is a protocol that was introduced in December 2024 by Anthropic, to basically make LLMs interact with different data sources. Okay, so this is what I want to show now. And in order to do so, I want to give some very practical overview of how this can be created in a real scenario. So I want to jump out and move to VS Code. Okay, you can create it, but actually you can, let's say, make it with the IDE that you prefer. Okay, and here I created an MCP server that connects and provides some kind of API to our development platform. So behind we have a Git provider, we have a CI/CD runner, we have some tool that contains all the manifest of our application for Kubernetes. And so now I want to interact with an agent leveraging this MCP server. So on the left-hand side, where you see the configuration of the server. Actually, you can Google how to integrate MCP server with the VS Code. I don't have time to show you, unfortunately, but actually it's a very, very simple configuration. And then on VS Code, we can see also all the interaction we can do with our MCP server. So for example, now we can create a project, we can create a service, we can deploy a project, we can get information for pod on the environment, we can list all the marketplace components that we have, we can list project, and so on. So actually, the LLM will be able to address and understand my request, and at the same time give me a reply, so a response based on the information provided by the MCP server. So let's try. So let's try to ask which are the projects available on our platform. So the LLM understand that actually they need to leverage some kind of functionality that we see here. So we need to list all the tenants that we have and list all the projects that we have for each tenant. And let's assume that I want now to have information about this server, this project, sorry. So give me some info about MCP test, that is a project that I have on my platform. And the agent using the MCP server will give me some information about what I have created on my project. And also I can list also the services. So give me the list of the services that I have on MCP test project, and it will give me the two services that actually I have on my configuration. Actually, okay, I don't have it because I didn't create it, but then I can also not only read the configuration that I have, but I can also act actually on the configuration. So I can also ask the agent to actually deploy my project. And so we can actually enable a new level of integration between basically the software engineers and the platform. And so we can basically reduce the barriers that are generated by some EDPs and so on. So basically we can really, let's say, interact with our development platform with, let's say, a human language that for sure can be a very valuable action for us. So here I ask my agent to deploy my project, and here I can also open, okay, the pipeline. You will see that I generated 12 seconds ago, now 21. The pipeline is successful, and if I go here, actually, I guess that the services are unavailable because it's a live demo, obviously. But actually, okay, we were able to generate the to trigger the pipeline, but the idea is that this way of working can really make the developer experience better for your software engineers, and at the same time can be a valuable option because actually you can really customize the function that you can provide on your MCP server based on your need. Thank you.